With this mindset of it's a man's word, we're invariably saying to women that they do not matter here. With that kind of mindset, we are saying to women that they are inferior to men. But are women truly inferior to men? The answer is no. They are not inferior to men. Hello everyone and welcome back to Transforming Marriages with Uju Onwuzulike. As usual, I am thrilled to be your host today, and in today's program, I'm going to be talking about the false justifications that most husbands, most men give in order to excuse themselves of their cheating tendencies. So let's sit back and enjoy today's program. In today's words, there are false narrations that most husbands, that most men usually give in a bid to justify or defend their cheating habits. And these false narrations, if not corrected, are capable of misleading hundreds and millions of married men out there. And let's look at these false narrations. The first narration one is a man's word. Is it really a man's word? That is something we need to ask ourselves. Because with this mindset that it is a man's word, it's making men to begin to feel that women are inferior to them. With this mindset of it's a man's word, we're invariably saying to women that they do not matter here. With that kind of mindset, we're saying to women that they are inferior to men. But are women truly inferior to men? The answer is no. They are not inferior to men. So, is it really a man's word? No, it is not a man's word. Because men did not create this word. This word was created by God. And because it was created by God, it is God's word. So because this word is created by God, it shouldn't be called a man's word. It should be called God's word. And because God created this word, He created the word in His image. There's no one that is inferior in God's creation. And because God created this word, He expects us to respect Him. And one of the ways we can respect Him is to stop having that kind of mindset that is a man's word. And when we have that kind of a mindset that is a man's word, it does something. It drives men to begin to cheat on their spouses. Because I have seen a lot of men that would say to you, it's a man's word. And because it's a man's word, I have the right to do anything I want to do. That is not true. There are so many things you cannot do as a husband. There are so many things you cannot do as a man. Being a man does not guarantee you, does not give you the right to do anything you want to do. So it's not a man's word, but rather it is God's word. The second false narration that men usually peddle out there is that men must cheat. That is also a wrong narration. God initiated marriage, and in God's initiation of marriage, He did not intend that men should cheat. And this is why He said in His word that marriage is honorable. Because in God's view, marriage is something that is very honorable. And to prove to us that marriage is honorable, that is something that He values so much, He goes on to say that the bed must be undefiled. So if it was God's intention that men must cheat, I'm not sure He will be able to say that. I'm not sure He will be able to say that bed must be undefiled. And to also prove to you that God values marriage, He goes on to say in one of His commandments that thou shalt not commit adultery. So when you put these two together, or these three together, that marriage is honorable, that the bed must be undefiled, that thou shalt not commit adultery. It goes to show that God's intention is for us not to cheat on our spouses. So I'm here today to tell you that men must not cheat. The third first narration that men like to peddle out there is that everybody cheats. That is also a wrong notion. It is not everybody that cheats on their spouses. I would say I do not cheat, and I'm part of everybody. It is not true that everybody in their marriages will cheat on their spouses. Like I said initially, God didn't intend for us to cheat on our spouses. And there are so many people out there that I know that do not cheat on their spouses. Cheating is something that is done out of choice. And like I said, it is not everybody that do cheat on their spouses. I know a lot of people that do not cheat on their spouses. Cheating is something that we choose to do. It is not a biological imperative. It is something that people decide to do when they stop honoring God in their marriages. Because I know and I'm very sure that there's no one that honors God in his or her marriage would like to cheat on his or her spouse. So it's not everybody that cheats. Please don't have that notion again. Please refrain from believing, from thinking that it is everybody that cheats. I know the devil wants to paint that picture in your heart that everybody is doing it. Why don't you go out there and do it? But it's not everybody that is doing it. And let me also say this to you, especially those that are really wealthy, those that have succeeded in lives. I have also discovered that oftentimes what they think is the easiest way to show their success, what they think is the way to showcase to people that they have arrived, is to begin to cheat on their spouses. And these are people that do not cheat on their spouses when they were struggling, but now they have arrived, unquote. They now believe that the only way to prove to people that they have arrived is to begin to cheat on their spouses. You need to stop doing it. And that leads us to the fourth assumption. Oh, I'm just helping this poor lady. Is it a wrong thing to help someone, especially the needy? No, it is not a wrong thing. It is a noble thing to help someone in need. But the question I have to ask you is this: are you genuinely helping that lady that needs help? If you are genuinely helping that lady that needs help, it's a good thing that you're doing. But if you are helping someone, if you are helping a lady just to exploit her, just to take advantage of her, it's a wrong thing to do. And I'm here in this video to tell you to refrain from such a behavior. God that has helped you to become who you are today didn't give you any condition. So why giving conditionalities to others when you want to help them? And again, it doesn't show maturity when your only reason of helping a lady is probably to exploit them. Why would you want to do that? That leads us to the first narration. And this fifth narration is prevalent in most African countries, and I would say it's been echoed in Nigeria. And what is that first narration? Oh, you cannot take the same kind of soup every day. How can you eat the same kind of soup every day? Is that not boring? So that is the kind of mindset that they have when it comes to cheating on their spouses. To some, they believe the same way they cannot eat the same kind of soup every day, that they too should not stay committed to their wives. That is a wrong notion. And I think it's a very big insult to women when you begin to compare them with a meal. In a meal, you can eat different meals that you want to eat, but that is not what God expects us in our marriage. Marriage is about commitment. Marriage is about staying faithful to that person that you've decided to spend the rest of your years with. It requires your faithfulness. It requires your commitment. So I need you to refrain from comparing your spouse, your wife, with that of a meal that you can eat whatever you want to eat. You can't do that in your marriage. Once you are married, once you get married to that woman, you need to stay faithful to that woman. So in this video, I have been able to let you know that it is not a man's word. I've been able to let you know that it is not everybody that cheats. I've been able to let you know that men must not cheat. I've been able to let you know that when you help someone, especially a lady, help that person genuinely without any string attached. And when you do that, because you have helped someone, God in heaven will also reward you abundantly for helping someone. Don't just help someone because you want to take advantage of them. Till I see you next, keep supporting your spouses to be the best version of themselves and not the other way around. Enjoy the journey of your marriage.